I close the door behind me as quietly as possible and make my way to my seat in the classroom. The chaotic clamor of voices has quieted into a calmer, more relaxed atmosphere. Peering behind me, I witness a familiar sight. Kusei surrounded by a bunch of kids, sitting and standing, and him smiling patiently amidst all the attention. Even so, when he notices me looking, he offers me a friendly smile and a nod, no doubt keeping his gesture low-key so as not to draw attention from the crowd towards me. I turn my head towards the window seats, and spot Natsuki scowling out at the rain-soaked pavement below. From the look of her expression, it'd probably be best not to bother her right now. The teacher who enters is the one I recognize from Monday. Papers in hand, her eyes scan the classroom, likely taking informal attendance before it can begin proper. Actually, there's someone standing with her this time. A student. The uniform's any indication, or if the uniform's any indication. Are we getting another transfer?
Everyone, as you all know, this is Midori, Student Council President of the freshman class. She'll be joining us today to give some important updates on upcoming events. Please extend your sincerest thanks to Midori and the rest of the Student Council for their hard work in these unusual circumstances.
Thank you, the class all says in unison, which Midori meets with the warmest smile she can muster.
But before that may begin, let us take attendance.
Once attendance finishes, Midori steps up to the podium with a paper in hand, glancing between it and the rest of the class before she begins speaking.
As stated before, my name is Midori. I speak now on behalf of the Student Council, particularly on the matter of the upcoming Natsumatsuri. This festival is a proud annual tradition of Saramoto High, a chance to showcase the artistic, academic, and athletic acumen of our August's assembly.
Is August supposed not to be capitalized there?
Therefore, the festival will continue on as scheduled for Saturday and Sunday of next week. No changes have been made in this regard. As for the inclement weather, we understand that the festival has typically supported stands and stalls for outdoor activities. These particular enterprises have been suspended, and their associated club was notified.
Midori frowns as whispers and murmurs are exchanged between the kids in the classroom. It's as if she can feel the control slipping away from her.
But, again, the festival is not cancelled. Clubs are still allowed to host their activities using reserved space in the halls, as well as classrooms. The Natsumatsuri will be taking place indoors and under shelter. That is it. That is all that has changed. As always, club leaders may bring any questions, concerns, requests to faculty and staff, so long as the proper paperwork is provided and followed.
The Student Council Prez's tone is authoritative, professional, and commands an undeniable presence. Maybe she's not as soft-spoken as I'm making her. She's perfectly suited to the role.
Now, I will be doling out administrative tasks. I don't suppose we have any volunteers among this class.
When all's said and done, I am once again left with no responsibilities of my own to contend with, which suits me just fine. Onward to world history, I check inside my bag to make sure I brought the correct in-class assignment sheet, and fortunately I did. For some reason, the teacher made us print it out ourselves. Maybe it's a ploy to see who's paying attention to their emails. I quietly seat myself at my apportioned desk and scan the room for any familiar faces, but it seems as though there are none in this class. Kind of a shame. In walks the world history teacher. Time to learn all about how great things have been ever since Japan was nuked twice. Just like the email said, we have an in-class assignment to go over. I can see the disappointment on the teacher's face at the confused expressions on several students. Well, those of you who printed out the assignment, good job. Those of you who didn't, find someone to work with who did. Seriously? They're all getting let off just like that, and those of us who give a fuck now have to work with those who don't? Communism. Whatever, I shouldn't care so much about what other people are doing. I click my pen open and read through the assignment's conditions. It's an essay assignment on post-World War II Chinese immigration into Japan. I'm meant to write 2 different 2 to 3 paragraph mini-essays from the perspective of a Japanese citizen living in the 40s to 50s, one in favor of allowing further immigration and one against it. But just when I begin putting pen to paper, 2 guys approach my desk, each in a troubling state of empty-handedness. I'm guessing these guys aren't important characters, since their faces are static. Hey man, you printed out the assignment sheet right. Yes? The two boys glance at each other, the skinnier one burying his hands in his pockets and chuckling sheepishly. I try to put on a sweet smile and continue. Do you want to do the assignment with me? The skinny one gives a relieved exhale before speaking up. Yeah, thanks, man. Keiichi and I apparently didn't get the memo. Despite my initial assumptions, the two boys, apparently named Keiichi and Yuji, actually kind of pulled their weight, particularly in the second part. I'm surprised they gave names to characters with static faces. Though I did the writing, they still managed to offer some insights that betrayed an actual understanding of Japan's post-World War II mentality. Either that or I just really hate the Chinese. We managed to finish this assignment a good 15 or so minutes before end of class. You know, I hear that in university you'd just be able to pack up and leave if you finish early. But instead, we're left awkwardly idle to the sounds of indistinct discussion and frantically scribbling pens. Finally, the one named Keiichi breaks the silence. So, Helly, you and Yuri know each other or something? Oh, dude, that's you? You're the crazy bastard who's been taking up with Yuri? Huh? I'm pretty sure I don't know anybody named Yuri. Wait, really? But Kenshi said he saw you two together at the library. The library? Wait, so that girl sitting alone at the table, her name is Yuri? I stare down at my fidgeting hands. For some unnameable reason, I am very happy to know this information, apparently enough so that the look on my face can be misinterpreted. Hey man, I get it, crazy chicks are hot, right? That's not... What? Yeah, you got more guts than either of us, kid. Mad respect. Thanks, I think. Just what the hell are those two on about? Nonetheless, my bemused reply seems to get cut off by an auto-ending text box. The difference in their pants, man, like, look at them. Hold on, no. I was musing. Seems to placate them until... Okay. Saved by the bell. Thank the Lord. I could gather my things, leave the assignment sheet at the teacher's desk, and gently open the exit door. Eyes glued to the floor. Yeah. Here he has a reputation as a crazy person. Why the hell can't people just mind their own business? Whatever. It's time for Japanese class. I exhale, heft my bag, and make my way towards Sarabatu High's east wing. And it's over before I know it. What even happened in that class? Hell if I know. Still coasting along with straight A's regardless, baby. But now that Japanese is finished, it's time to decide. How should I spend my lunch break? I've got so many options, but you know, now that we finally learned her name, maybe we'll actually talk to her. Or we'll just read more of that book. As if that was ever a question. Miyazaki Library awaits. Library route. I head over to the fiction section of the library, stand on my tiptoes, I check and double-check to make sure I got the numbering right. And then I realize that Beneath a Crimson Moon is missing. Shit. Except, after further observation, it turns out that Beneath a Crimson Moon is not missing, but moved. Who the fuck put it all the way up there? There it is. On the tables, there's a little sign that reads, "When you are done, leave your books on the table. Do not return them to the shelves," or something to that effect. Okay, well, you didn't mention that earlier. I would have scolded you. This is why the aforementioned sign exists. What the hell is so hard about following simple instructions, huh? They don't trust people to put their own books back. Damn it, not even close. Short stack. I appear left and right, and somehow there aren't any of those step stool thingies around here either. What the hell? It's as if the entire universe has arrayed against me retrieving this book. If only there were a tall, purple-haired vixen here to fetch it for you. Come on. Maybe I could try jumping or something. Fuck's sake. Maybe I should just find something else to read. But just when I'm about ready to give up. Hold on. Me. Out of nowhere, it becomes apparent I'm not the only one coveting this book. Do you think it's Yuri? We're going to take that guess.
But Beneath the Crimson Moon, that's the book you're looking for, right?
To the right of me, I hear a voice speak in a stammering contralto. I turn to find the source of it. I don't know what contralto is either. Hi, Yuri. You can't be serious. It's that purple girl I keep seeing here at the library. But now that she's standing up straight, it seems she's even taller than I first assumed. Uh, yeah, that's the correct book. I stare at the book's back cover, if only so I don't have to look into her eyes.
Beneath the Crimson Moon is an interesting read.
You've read it?
Yes, I have. And I thought it was interesting.
She repeats herself, her voice trailing off as she does so. It feels as if there's more she wants to say on the subject. If you've a strong opinion on the matter, I promise I won't get offended if you voice it. I can see her body relax slightly after I finish speaking these words. She breathes in and out before continuing.
To tell the truth, I'm beginning to think Blake Valentine is writing horror simply because that is what his publishers demand of him now. Perhaps I'm simply imagining it, but there are clear signs of burnout in how it's written. His previous works, such as Panopticon Prime and Garden of Hens, while of course still dark and horrific, were fundamentally human stories with an undercurrent of optimism. If you have ever read Harlan Ellison's I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, perhaps you understand some of Blake's literary inspirations. The idea that, even at great cost to yourself, you can still save others. It's an undeniably powerful way to end a story, not to mention a powerful message. Garden of Hens had a twist on this, with Lucille not only saving the other victims trapped in the garden, but also figuring out an alternative source of sustenance, one so efficient that the garden had not realized anything had even changed. A solution Lucille came to out of love, empathy, and the realization that nobody deserved the situation they were in. Contrast that with how humanity is depicted in Beneath the Crimson Moon. It is simply pure, ceaseless bleakness and hate. What little comfort of our protagonist ever does find is always ripped away. And yes, perhaps I didn't like Hannah as a protagonist at first, and I did find her attitude grating. But Blake genuinely does a fantastic job of getting the reader to sympathize with her and developing her softer traits. But what does she get out of this journey of personal growth and atonement? Actually... Is this, perchance, your first time reading Beneath the Crimson Moon?
Yeah, it is.
Oh God. I can't believe I almost spoiled it for you. I'm so sorry. Please don't be mad.
But no, I wouldn't be mad at you even if you had spoiled it. She smiles a little at me, triggering a rush of heat to my face.
But my name is Yuri.
Ah, so that really is her name. I'm... Hallie.
It's wonderful to finally meet you, Hallie.
Finally?
Well, yeah, I've been wondering about you ever since you started showing up here at the library. Not that I've been thinking about you, or wait, that makes it sound like I don't care about you at all, or, well, actually, we're strangers, so I guess it'd be normal not to care, but still,
You said something else there, too.
It sounds like I don't care about you at all, which is...
She stares at me, the mortified look in her eyes, proving impossible to meet with my own.
That probably sounded really creepy, didn't it?
No, I promise it didn't. I'm just a little surprised is all. I just assumed you never even noticed I was there.
Why would you assume that?
You just always looked so focused on the book you were reading that I figured, not that I was staring. Slow down there, man. It's just one thought at a time. I was staring at you while you read or something, like, because you would always be here at the library before me, but like I wasn't. God damn it! But no, I wasn't purposely timing our arrivals or anything like that. It just so happened that we always did not assume that there's any sort of we going on here. There's no need to talk if you don't want to. I manage a single moment's glance at Yuri's face before her puzzled expression tells me what a bad idea that was.
Hallie, would you like to sit down somewhere? I realize we've been standing this whole time.
Yeah, that'd be cool with me. We both head to the tables, but instead of sitting as far from one another as possible as we normally do, we each pull out a chair across from each other. Or the other. As we take our seats, I quickly glance at the bashful smile on Yuri's face. I wonder if it's polite or genuine. Yuri places the book down on the table, the front cover up, staring at the deep red blood moon upon its surface. She seems briefly mesmerized before she looks at me once more.
Sorry, you probably just wanted to read your book. But here I am, talking your ear off.
No, it's fine. More than fine, actually. I am really happy we get to talk like this. Her eyes dart towards my direction for just a moment before she hesitantly speaks up again.
Get to present tense?
Yeah, maybe. You and I could talk more often. Only if you want to, that is. I'm not trying to pressure you into anything you don't want to do. I just thought we could, I don't know, discuss literature some more, since we seem to like a lot of the same things, like books and horror and quiet places.
Please tell me your phone number.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Yuri, I'll... A few stammering apologies later, I finally managed to properly enunciate my phone number to Yuri. She smiles serenely, a light pink color on her cheeks, following along each spoken numeral with careful taps on her screen. We're just collecting friends like it's going out of style.
Hello, Hallie. It is lovely to be able to speak to you like this as well. I promise I am much more articulate in written form than I am in speaking.
Don't worry about it. I can understand you just fine whether you are typing or speaking. These two are like made for each other. Like seriously. Just the way he is, the way she is.
That is very kind of you to say, but I know very well my own shortcomings when it comes to verbal communication. So, if I begin to ramble, or if what I'm saying makes no sense, please feel free to stop me. Actually, please do stop me. I find taking a moment to gather my own thoughts does wonders.
If that's the case, then you should just stop whenever you feel like it, not just when I prompt you to. Don't worry about me getting impatient, I promise I won't.
We've only just met, and already we've made so many promises to one another.
And somehow, at the same time, we both look up from our respective phones, our eyes locking for the most fleeting of moments. But just when I open my mouth to speak... Back to class. Thusly silenced, we instead get to gathering our things into our respective bags. You're leaving beneath a crimson moon on the table like a proper fucking library patron. Funny. By this time, Yuri would already be gone. You're not gonna be late to class because of me, are you?
Not to worry. I'm a fair bit faster than you may realize.
Huh. Wonder if she's on one of those sports teams. She probably has the build for it. What?
Speaking of which, you should probably get moving yourself. The freshman classrooms aren't exactly next door.
Right. I'll talk to you later, okay, Yuri? It was really lovely talking to you.
Have a pleasant evening, Hallie.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say, athletic women are usually not that stacked. But anyway, this is kind of out of time for now, so I think that's going to do it for this one. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. We'll catch you next time with more Downpour. Hope to see you then. Bye-bye.